Shalom, and thank you for joining us. And my name is Tom Howling, and today we are going through the book of John again in Hebrew. It's also called Yehuchanan or Yochanan, and we're dealing with chapter 6, verses 62 to 66. So let us begin. And for anyone who happens to be joining us for the first time, we have, of course, a chart of the Nikud, the valve markings, and these great resources that we encourage you to use in your practice. And so let us begin. And so as we can see, we're in verse 62. And that is represented by a samek, which has a value of 60, and a vayet, a value of 2. So as usual, we go through the letters. Vav, Aleph, Face of Fit, Kaf, Yod, Tav, Resh, Aleph, Vav, Aleph, Tav, Bayet, Nun Sofit, meaning Nun at the end of a word. Hey, Aleph, Dalet, Mem Sofit, Mem at the end of a word. Ayin, Lamed, Hey. We notice the Aleph is in white, so we don't actually pronounce it. So let's read. Ve'af, and even. And then if we look down here, af as a conjunction, it means also, even, although, but as a masculine noun, it means nose, anger, wrath. And here it's used, of course, as a conjunction. Ki, well, ki can be when, but it can be for or that. But in this case, we'll use it as when. Tiru, you shall see. The reason it's you instead of they, it means it's second person pronoun indicated by the tav. And then we have et, grammar marker, ben, meaning son, and normally it's translated son of, ha-adam, man. You could literally say son of the man, but it's usually translated the son of man. Ole, ole, ascending, and that's a participle form. If we look down here, it comes from Allah, which is a call verb to rise, to ascend, to go up, to increase. And I've also given you ilah, which is a feminine noun meaning a cause, a catalyst, or a reason. So the translation is, even when you see the Son of Man going up. And so now we can read that. Va'af ki tiru et ben ha'adam ole. And even when you shall see the Son of Man ascending. And so we turn to part B. We have an Aleph, Lamed, Aleph, Shin, Resh, Hey, Yod, Hey, Shin, Mem, Sofit, Lamed, Fe, Nun, Yod, Mem, Sofit. And we read it. El, meaning to, Ashir, where. Now, of course, Ashir can be that, where, who, whom. It's got various meanings. So we're using it as where. Haya, he was, remembering no pronoun, we can insert he. And then sham, there, he was there. Le fanim, before. Now, interesting, le fanim, as an adjective, it can mean in front, forward, to the face, or formally. Because, of course, the root in there is panim, which is a noun for face, surface, or aspect. So you could even say to the face or formally. So ascending to where he was there before. And so we read it. El Ashir Haya Sham Le Fanim, to where he was there before. And so now we turn to 63, represented again with samek, but Gimel as well, which is the third letter of the alphabet. And we go through letters. Hey Resh Vav Chet, Hey Vav Aleph, Hey Nun Tav Nun Sofit, Chet Yod Yod Mem Sofit, Vav Hey Bayit, because of the dot, Sin, because of the dot, Resh, Aleph Yod Nun Sofit, Bayit Vav. And we read, Ha Ruach, the Spirit, who he is, Ha no Tain, the one giving, and that's like a participle form, Chayim, life, Veha Basar, and the flesh. We've got the root here. Basar is a masculine noun meaning flesh, substance, essence, corporeality. And then we have Ayin, meaning not, Bo, in him, because we're talking about the man, the flesh in him. So the Spirit gives life, but the flesh is of no. So we'll see, as we look to the next part, we'll see how it works out. So now we're going to read that, and it is Ha Ruach, who, Ha Notain, Chayim, Veha Basar, Ayin Bo. The Spirit, he is the one giving life, and the flesh not in him. And then we have part B, Mem Vav Ayin Yod Lamed Hey Dalet Veit Resh Yod Mem Savid Aleph Shin Resh Aleph Nun Yod Dalet Beit Resh Tav Yod Aleph Lamed Yod Kaf Mem Safit, and we read Mo'il, helpful. So how do we get that? We got down here Mo'il, adjective, means effective, useful, beneficial. It has its root in ho'il, which is the verb to help, to be useful, to benefit. So helpful. So in other words, the flesh in him, not in him, is helpful. Ha devarim, the words, ashir, that, ani I, di bar ti, I speak, aleikem, unto you. So is of no benefit the words that I have spoken unto you. And so we can read it. Mo'il, ha devarim, asher, ani, di bar ti, aleikem. Helpful, the words that I speak unto you. And then we turn to 63C. We have a Resh Vav Chet. Hey Mem, Hey Vav Chet Yod Yod Mem Safit. And we read it, Ruach, Spirit, Hema Thy, V'chayim, and life. I spoke to you, are spirit, and they are life. So we read that. Ruach, Hema, V'chayim, spirit they, and life. And now we come to 64A. It's represented with Samek, value of 60, and a Dalet, value of 4. And we go through the letters. Aleph, Kaf Sofit, Kaf at the end of a word. Yod, Shin. Beit, Kaf, Mem Sofit. Aleph, Nun, Shin, Yod, Mem Sofit. Aleph, Shin, Resh, Lamed, Aleph, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Yod, Nun, Vav. And we read it. Ak, which can be bat. Yesh, there are. Ba kem, in you. Of course, we could say among you, but in you. Anashim, meaning man. Asher, who. Lo, not. Ya'aminu, they will believe. Because of the yod here and the u at the end, it is third person pronoun. They will believe. And I've given you he'emin, verb to believe in, and of course yesh. As an adjective, it means there is, there are, one may, it may be that. And the translation, but there are some men of you that shall not believe. So now we can read that. Ak yesh ba kem anashim asher lo ya'aminu. But there are in you men who not they will believe. And now we come to part B, and we got a kaf, yod, hey, vav, shin, ayin, yod, dalet, ayin, mem, resh, aleph, shin, mem, yod, hey, mem, safit, aleph, shin, resh, aleph, yod, nun, mem, safit. Key 4, Yahushua, or Yahusha, yada, he knew, because it's a perfect form. Merosh, from the head, that's literally, but we normally translate it from the beginning. Me, whom, hem, they, so hem can be they or them. Share that, a nam, meaning not them or they, not they. Right? For Yeshua knew from the beginning whom they were who did not. So we read it. Ki Yahushua yada merosh me ham asher nam. For Yahusha, he knew from the beginning, or from the head, whom they, that not they. And then we come to 64C, and we got a mem, an aleph, a mem, yod, nun, yod, mem, safit, vav, mem, yod, hey, mem, vav, samek, resh, aleph, tav, vav. And we read it. Ma'aminim. I used were believing because the word there is a participle form, meaning believing. That we're not believing or were believing. Me, and who, ha, mo, ser, and it's got the deliverers of. Right now, that's a negative sense. So it means the ones to hand over, and then o, to, meaning him. So the translation, who did not believe and who would betray him. But in the Hebrew, it's literally who would, you could say who would hand him over. And it comes from masar, which is a verb to deliver, to pass, to hand over. And as a masculine noun, you've got moser, which means informer, which is interesting. And then we have sar, which is the kol verb form to turn aside, to deviate from the path or to depart. And I've also thrown in, just not to be confused, but musar, which is a masculine noun, which means principles, ethics, and morals. And it may look similar to moser, which is an informer. So I just thought I'd throw that in. So now we can read that. And it is ma'aminim umi ha moser. Oto were believing, and who the deliverers of, or the ones to hand over him. And so we come to 65a. Samek, which is 60, and Hey, which has a value of 5. Vav Yod, Aleph Mem Resh, Ayin Lamed, Kaf, Nun Sofit, Aleph Mem Resh Tav Yod, Lamed Kaf Mem Sofit, Kaf Yod, Lamed Aleph, Yod Vav Kaf Lamed. And we read it. Vayomar, and he said, Al King, about so, or therefore, Amarti, I say, La Kem, to you, Ki, for, Lo not, you kal, he shall be able, not he shall be able. Now, just to help us with that, we've got yakol, which is a kol verb, to be able, to be allowed, to be possible. Now I've got a note. In yukal, the yod has been exchanged for a vav. So remember that yod is like a weak letter, but sometimes they change them, and these are interchangeable. As the word is an imperfect form, they cannot have two yods. So we can't have a double yod, so they change it to a vav. So it becomes yukal. So the translation is, and he said, therefore I have said to you that no one is able. Right, so now we can read that. Vayomar al ken amar ti la kem ki lo yukal. And he said, about so, or therefore, I say to you, for not he shall be able. And so we come to part B, and we have an Aleph Yod Shin. Lamed Veyed Vav Aleph. Aleph Lamed Yod. Beyet Lamed Tav Yod. Aleph Mem Sofit. Nun Tav Nun Sofit. Lamed Vav. Mem Aleph Tav. Aleph Veyet Yod. And we read it. Ish, meaning a man. Lavo, to come. Elai, to me, or unto me. Bilti, only, or that could be, as we see here in bilti as an adverb, only, nothing else, unless, not, without. It could be except as well. Only. If nitan, it is given, lo, to him. Me'et, it means from, and then follow with a grammar marker, avi, my father. So, is able, a man, to come to me unless it is granted to him by my father. And I've given you nitan. It's a verb to be given, to be allowed. It's like a nifiled verb sem, which means it's a passive reflexive verb. And so we read it. Ish lavo elai bilti im nitan lo me'et avi. A man to come to me only if it is given to him from, grammar marker, my father. And now we come to 66a, represented with Samek 60 and a Vav 6. And then we have Mem, Nun Sofit, Hey, Ayin, Tav, Hey, Yod, Aleph, Resh, Beit, Yod, Mem Sofit, Mem, Tav, Lamed, Mem, Yod, Dalet, Yod, Vav, Nun, Samek, Gimel, Vav. And we read it. Min from ha-8. From the time, ha-he, that time, Rabbim many, mi tal mi Dave, from his disciples. And as we can see, the mem is from, the vav at the end is his. And it's disciples because we've got a yod, so it's plural. Na so gu. Again, that's third person pronoun, which is they. And then we've got the root, the sag, which means retreated. They retreated. From that time, many of his disciples went. But the word used there is literally to retreat. So we read it. Min from ha-8, ha-he, Rabim, mi tal mi Dave, na so gu. From the time that many from his disciples, they retreated. And then we come to part B of that, which is Aleph, Chet, Vav, Resh. Vav, Lamed, Aleph, Yod, Samek, Fe, Vav, Lamed, He, Tav, He, Lamed, Kaf. So fit, Aleph, Tav, Vav. And we read it. Achor, meaning back. Of course, the root of it is achar. And then we have velo, and not. Yosfu, they did add. And we could also translate they did continue. Lehit halek, to walk. If we look down here, I've given you a note. The hit pale verb stem expresses a reflexive, reciprocal, or intensive action. It is formed by adding the prefix hit to the verbal root. So it's something they did themselves, to walk, or not to walk, right? They didn't continue to walk. Ito, with him, whereas it can also be with. So they went back and were not walking with him anymore. And I've given you yasaf, which is a col verb to add, to augment, or to supplement. And then you've also got yisef, which is a PL verb to revalue. And we could probably say to reevaluate what they were doing, to walk. So they changed what they thought was of value. Right, so now we will read that. Achor velo yasfu lehit halek ito. Back, so went back, and not they did add, or they did continue to walk with him. So now, we now come to our revision. For those that are a bit more experienced, it is a good way of checking to see whether you have some understanding of what you've been learning. So I have a samek, and we know that's a value of 60, and a vayat being the second letter of the alphabet, we're in 62. The up and even key for tiru, they, or you shall see. So the key could be when there, right? When you shall see et ben, the son of ha-adam, man, ole, ascending. And even when you see grammar marker, the son of man, ascending, L2 ashir, where, haya, he was, sham, there, lefanim, before, to where he was there before. And then we go to Samek 60, Gimel 3. Ha-Ruach, the Spirit, who he is, Ha-Notain, the one giving, chayim life, the habasar, and the flesh, and not bo in him. That means in man. The spirit, he is the one giving life, and the flesh not in him. Mo'il, which can mean helpful. Ha-davarim, the words. Asher that. Ani I. Dibarti, I speak. Alekem, unto you. Helpful, the words that I speak unto you. Ruach, spirit. Hema, they. The chayim, and life. Spirit they are, and life. And then we have a Samak 60, Dalet 4 and 64. Akbat, yesh, there is, or there are. Bakem, in you, anashim man, ashir, that, lo not, ya'aminu, they shall believe. Because that's the third person. But there are in you, or among you, men who not they will believe. Ki for Yahushua, Yada, he knew, Mer Rosh, from the head or from the beginning, me, whom, hem they, Ashir that, Einam, not they or not them. For Yahushua, he knew from the beginning whom they, that, not they. Ma'aminim, were believing. Umi, and who, ha-moser, the ones to hand over, oto, him, were believing, and who would be, I've added that, the ones handing over him. And we have Samek, right, where it got 60 again, of course, and the hay is a value of 5. 65. Va yomar, and he said, Al came, about so, or therefore, amarti, I said, or I say, lakem, to you, ki, that, lo not, you kal, he shall be able. And he said, about so, or therefore, I say to you, for not he shall be able. And we're in 65b. Ish, a man, la vo, to come, elai, unto me, bil ti, only or except, if nitan, it is given, lo, to him, me, eight, from, with the grammar marker, avi, my father. A man to come unto me only if it is given to him from my father. Then we have a Samek 60 and a Vav 6. We're in 66. Min, from, ha-8, the time, ha-he, that time, Rabim, many, me, tal, me, dave, from his disciples, na, so good, they departed, or they retreated, is how it was translated. From the time that many from his disciples, they retreated. Achor, back, velo, and not, yas, fu, they did add or continue, lehit halek, to walk, ito, with him, back, and not they added or they continued to walk with him. And then we come to our vowels again, just for anyone who's not fully accustomed to it, remembering that a kamatz is a longer A sound, patak a shorter A, zere a longer E, segol a short E, shava that breaks up the word into its syllables, cholam, that's the O sound, shuruk a short U, and kubutz a longer U. Then we have a combination of shava and segol, which is called a kataf segol, and then we have chirik, that's the I sound, then we have kataf patak, which is a combination of shava followed by a patak. And then we have the same but with a kamatz, and it's called a kataf kamatz. And then finally, we come again to our resources and also to the chart to give you the values of all the letters, which we will randomly look at. We see we've got a Zade, it has a value of 90, Yod 10, Nun 50, Resh 20, Ayin 70, Lamed 30, Tet 9, Vayet 2, Dalet 4, Vav 6, Mem 40, and Kuf 100. And so we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we do pray you enjoyed these lessons and they are helpful in your journey in seeking to understand Hebrew. And we just want to wish you a Shavua Tov, a good week, in our Master and our soon-coming King Yeshua, or as some might say, Yahusha. May you have a blessed day and week. Amen.